Good morning. Precious. How you doing, baby? Happy Monday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya. When you get a minute, go to that YouTube channel, Shakenya, and hit subscribe, guys. Look at some of the videos, and if you see any of them that you like, just hit share. Ain't no telling where I'm going to be. Today I'm in the office. Yeah, I got a lot to do. Going into the new year. I'm excited. Are you excited about the new year? Yup. I know, y'all. Excuse the place. I ain't been up here in a couple days. Excuse the place, guys. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come. I don't know if I should have kept it the other way or not. I'm sorry. Damn, I have my stuff all in your face. I'm sorry, Instagram. Maybe I got a couple views behind it. I don't know. So, guys, today, as promised, we're going to get into a couple of disorders. Just a couple. Just a couple, guys. I had a couple tips. You know, I was dropping gems the other day. Just little tips, little manners, etiquette, teach your children. Make sure your sons and daughters both know man's work and women's work. Because it's a difference. Yeah, I ain't trying to set us back no years or nothing. You know, women can do anything. Men can do, we can do anything, I know. But yeah, it is a difference between... I'm saying it. Yeah, y'all know I do both. So yeah, I am saying it. But make sure your children know both. Like my sons, they know how to get out there, cut grass, take out the trash, do everything that a man's supposed to do around the house and fix stuff when it break the best they can. They Google it, they YouTube it, whatever it takes. Yep. Hey, baby, checking in on Instagram. Yeah, but they also know how to cook. They know how to do their laundry. They know how to clean up. Like yesterday when I came in, Brandon had already got up and cleaned the kitchen and bathroom. Now, y'all know that's the main thing I tell you to tell your little girls. Make sure they clean, that keep their kitchen and bathroom clean. But my son knew. So when I got up, I was about to make it happen. He had already made it happen, you know. So, yeah, that's it. So today... I know I gave y'all like a list of 10 different disorders that we were going to discuss. And a couple of them wasn't even on the list. They made the list, but they wasn't on the list. I didn't mention them. But we're going to talk about them a little bit today. And I'm not going to hold you long. I'm basically just going to give you the gist of what they are. And then you go from there. Whether you do further research, whether you look up the symptoms, whether you go call somebody, a doctor, and make an appointment so you can get a diagnosis. I'm not here to diagnose you. I'm not licensed to do that. I know it... I know it might appear that way. I know. Wait a minute, let me your face again on this. I know it might appear that I, might diagnose, but not yet. But I will be soon, though. I will be soon. So, guys, the first one we want to talk about today is bipolar disorder. And it might be bipolar 1. I don't know for sure. Because I see the 1 or the I next to it. So if I mispronounced it or didn't say it correctly. We all know what bipolar is. Because we quick to call somebody bipolar. As soon as that mood change. Soon as that mood change. Something ain't right. Something ain't right with you. So let's see. Bipolar disorder is a condition that causes periods of severe changes in mood, activity level, energy, and the ability to carry out everyday tasks. Changes mood episodes, well, they're called changing mood episodes or manic depressive episodes. Yeah. Let's see. They got some things called the lows. Not the lows you go get all that house stuff. I know. But I guess these are some things that you might experience if you have bipolar disorder. Having trouble concentrating. And just because I'm throwing this stuff out here and you might have some of these symptoms, please do not automatically diagnose yourself. Please don't. But if you do feel some kind of way, meaning that some of these things I mentioned to you, you have experienced or may be feeling for periods of time, and you have some concern, yeah, by all means, contact a healthcare professional, okay? So, back to business. Forgetting things a lot. Hey, Levels Production. Thinking about death or suicide. Feeling like you can't enjoy anything. Having trouble sleeping. Feeling very down or sad. Feeling worried or empty. Sleeping too much or too little. Changes in appetite or weight. Having little to no interest in hobbies. Now, that's an array of things. Yep, and you can experience any one of these things on any given day, depending on the circumstance and the issue and what happened. What had happened was, So, yeah, don't think that just because I'm talking about that you might be experiencing or have this disorder. But if you do, just know that there's help for you. Yeah, this is not a death sentence. This is not, oh my God, I have bipolar. What do I do now? Well, now you go seek a professional. Yep, now you figure out what is the best way to help you. Medication, counseling sessions, I don't know. Whatever they tell you. And you have triggers with this. In most disorders you do, So the common triggers for bipolar is sleep deprivation, medications, seasonal changes, and substance abuse. So again, if you think you might be experiencing any of these things that I just said, yeah, contact a professional. Dang, I just had something. Here it go. Okay. Next one I want to talk about is post-traumatic stress disorder, commonly known as PTSD. A mental health condition that develops following a traumatic event characterized by intrusive thoughts about the incident, recurrent distress, anxiety, flashback, avoidance of similar situations. Yeah, I think a lot of us might have experienced that at some point in our life. Yep. And I tried to call my son, guys, because y'all know I don't like talking about personal conversations without asking permission. But I just apologized to him today. Do you play the apology game with your children? It's the game that I created where, any instance or anything. I mainly introduced it by asking you guys, if it's anything that you see in your child that you might not like. And then when you go back and figure out what could have caused this reaction or characteristic in your child, then you figure out that you might have something to do with it. I'm sorry. They might be acting this way because of you, because something you did or a person that you probably had around them, meaning the influences that you have around your babies. So, yeah. You apologize to them for that. Yeah, you apologize to exposing them to it. You apologize to bringing it in their air, their energy, their space. You apologize for introducing them to that person, whatever it was. Apologize to them. And it's never too late to apologize to your children. My son, 37 years old, and I just apologized to him today because he experienced something as a child. And I did not get him help. Now, when Jay was acting out, I tried to reach out, different organizations, boot camps, anything that was geared or catered towards behavior. I reached out and I tried to get help. Now with Brandon's situation, I didn't move so swiftly or fast, and I apologize for that. And he might not be experiencing any of this, but I said, because you don't want to just give nobody no diagnosis. You don't want to just make somebody feel like they got something going on they really don't. You don't want to cause that distress. But yeah, I said I should have gotten them tested or checked out for post-traumatic stress disorder, because when he was younger, he experienced 2 incidents that I feel probably would have caused it. But the fact that he pretty much, I don't want to say got over it, but he really didn't show a lot of signs that something might be wrong, if that makes sense to you. Like one incident in particular was his auntie's car got carjacked, okay? And Brandon was in the car. Yes, my baby was in the car, and they pulled a gun out on him, and I think somebody else that was in the car told them to get out. They got out and ran, and they took off with the truck, with the vehicle, right? This was many years ago. My son couldn't have been no more than about 12, if that old, about 12. And as he got older, he didn't really show no signs that anything could be wrong. He just didn't like to be in the car with the car running. Because that car was running at the time that it happened. So they got in, they made them get out, and they took the car. But he didn't like being in a vehicle while it was running, And I would just cut it off, and I wouldn't think nothing of it. But at that time, as a parent, I should have jumped into action. I should have taken him anyway. Even though we solved the problem by just cutting the car off and not leaving the key in the car, I should have followed it up with something just to make sure he was okay from that incident. And then another incident happened, because he's okay. He's functioning normal. He has issues like anybody else, you know what I mean? Just like we all do. Nobody's perfect. But for the most part, as a well-developed young man raised by his mom, he's doing the best he can. You know what I mean? I give him all credit for that. All the way down to being a father to his children, and he was a fatherless child. Let that sizzle your spirit, countrywide. Yeah, so, yeah, as a mom, I apologize to him today. As of today. And I said, if it's anything that you feel might be off, I'm sorry, because I should have taken you there. Because the other incident, when they were younger, we was on Hartwell, and it was a spot across the street. I want to say it was a spot. Something was going on over there. We didn't know at the time. But obviously something was going over there, because police ran up in there, and they pulled guns out on everybody. Now imagine they had children over there that my son played with. It was a regular house. They had traffic, they had people, but they had kids. And my son played with the kids. But just so happened he was over there playing with the kids the day that police came up in there and pulled guns on my baby. So that right there, even though they let him go, they knew he ain't had nothing to do with it. He was just a kid. I didn't even think. Damn it, I know. Fix It, Jesus, a Christian show. It didn't cross my mind. I wasn't as savvy as I am with all this mumbo jumbo and all this technical. I didn't have all these certificates on the wall when that went down, So yeah, I apologize to him today. So any incident, no matter if your child seems to be dealing with it and okay with it, and even if you're yourself, if you end up getting witnessing or experiencing some type of traumatic incident or situation, even though you might get over it, so-called in your mind thinking you getting over it, it do not help. Hurt. Help. It do not hurt to go seek a medical professional. Okay, some symptoms for post-traumatic stress disorder may start within 1 month of a traumatic event, but sometimes symptoms may not appear until years after the event. These symptoms cause significant problems in social or work situations and in relationships. They can also interfere with your ability to go about your normal daily tasks. PTSD symptoms are generally grouped into 4 types: intrusive memories, avoidance, negative changes in thinking and mood, and changes in physical and emotional reactions. Symptoms can vary over time or vary from person to person. Yeah, this is serious. And these two, I did mention post-traumatic stress to you guys when I gave you the list, but I didn't mention bipolar, but I thought those were like the two top on the list. When I talk to people and I'm getting to know people, because I don't diagnose nobody, but when I do see my family members on our individual sessions, some of this stuff come up. A lot of this stuff come up. And those are the two disorders that I pretty much experience a lot when I'm talking to people. That's all I do is talk to people. So, intrusive memories. Symptoms of intrusive memories may include recurrent, unwanted, distressing memories of the traumatic event, reliving that traumatic event as if it were happening again, and these are called flashbacks, upsetting dreams or nightmares about the traumatic event, severe emotional distress or physical reactions to having that reminds you of the traumatic event. Yeah, guys, this is serious. I would hope that if you experience any of this stuff, you would talk to a professional. Avoidance. Symptoms of avoidance may include trying to avoid thinking or talking about the traumatic event. And that's something, unfortunately, you're going to have to do when you go to your therapist. Yeah. Avoiding places, activities, or people that remind you of the traumatic event. The next one is negative changes in thinking and mood. Symptoms of negative changes in thinking and mood may include negative thoughts about yourself, other people, or the world, hopelessness about the future, memory problems including not remembering important aspects of the traumatic event, difficulty maintaining close relationships, feeling detached from family and friends, lack of interest in activities you once enjoyed, difficulty experiencing positive emotions, feeling emotionally numb. The next one is changes in physical and emotional reactions, being easily startled or frightened, always being on guard for danger. Shit, these sound like just living on the east. I grew up wearing collars, baby, so you got to keep your head on the swivel. So some of these things, but I don't want to make jokes, guys, because this is very serious. This is very serious. A lot of you out there are probably struggling with post-traumatic stress disorder. So when I come on here and I talk about certain serious issues and whatnot, this is one of them. So yeah, I try to make light and make fun and crack little jokes. Sometimes it's inappropriate, just like a few minutes ago. But I'm just trying to bring to light it's okay. It's okay if you're suffering from these disorders. Yeah, the magic of it all is that there's help for you. That's the magic. It's just you got to take that step, that first step, to acknowledging that there's something wrong for one, and then actually going to get treatment and get help for it for two. So the last one is being easily startled, frightened, always being on guard. Self-destructive behavior such as drinking too much or driving too fast. Trouble sleeping, trouble concentrating, irritability, angry outbursts, or aggressive behaviors. Overwhelming guilt or shame. For children 6 years old and younger, signs of symptoms may also include reenacting the traumatic event or aspects of the traumatic event through play. Frightening dreams that may or may not include aspects of the traumatic event. Intensity of symptoms. Yeah, it's a lot, guys. PTSD symptoms can vary in intensity over time. You may have more PTSD symptoms when you're stressed in general or when you can come across reminders of what you went through. For example, you may hear a car backfire or relive combat experiences. We know people that have done that. Or you may see a report on the news about a sexual assault and feel overcome by memories of your own assault. Wow. So guys, yeah, that's the last one. If you have suicidal thoughts, if you or someone you know have suicidal thoughts, get help right away. I encourage that. Reach out to a close friend or loved one. Contact a minister, a spiritual leader, or someone in your faith community. Contact suicide hotline in the United States. Call or text 988 to reach the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Or use the Lifeline chat services. And they have them highlighted here, guys. So I'll tag them or put them on here so you will know. So that's it, guys. So all this week, we are going over disorders. Today, we talked about bipolar disorder and we talked about post-traumatic stress disorder. So y'all, that's out. I'm out. That's it. Yeah. right, Instagram about. Or is this Facebook? I don't know which one this is.